see my screen. Okay, great. All right. So yesterday we have had an intense discussion over how we can actually utilize sales funnel in our strategy, pay per click strategy. How best we can actually use sales funnel to craft our strategy and run PPC ads. Uh, aligning directly with the stages of sales funnel and trying to actually deliver better performance. So based on that conversations, I actually come up with a couple of good points, and it's a kind of brainstorming session, guys. uh, that's why I have actually written a clear note here that will this work for us or not. So we have got to decide whether this will really work or not, and also feel free to share any point, any suggestion or a comment or something that you are thinking, which I might not be thinking, or others who are participating in this meeting might not be thinking. So it's a good opportunity to discuss and brainstorm, ideas each other. So, Adwords strategy with respect to sales funnel. So, I have actually gone one step ahead and tried to come up with practical, applicable strategy. How we can actually execute our strategy based on sales funnel from the start, from the day one when we get pay per click clients. So I think these days we conduct a kickoff call. We ask clients multiple questions, and I think each business is having sales funnel. Each business is definitely having a buying process, and most of the time, all these five stages actually gets involved. So why not actually starting these by asking or checking with sales funnel, considering all these five stage whenever we begin a project, that is upper funnel, lower funnel. And the next questions comes up straight away is, does client budget allow to target both part of sales funnel, that is upper funnel and a lower funnel, or not? So the very first thing we should check is, what is the budget available over there against the business of the clients. Like, is budget allowing us to actually think about targeting both funnel, our client's budget is actually not enough to target both sales funnel. Remember, maybe let me actually clarify a little bit more, but I think you guys already know this. Lower funnel, this is where we often target our keywords. All of the campaigns, most of the time we target lower funnel, that is people who are in shopping and buying phase of their purchasing path. uh, and because these are low hanging fruits, we easily get conversions. People easily convert through our campaigns like branded campaign, uh, shopping campaign, remarketing, a couple of high quality non branded campaign. So we typically get conversions from here, but we hardly target upper funnel, all these three above stage, except a couple of clients. Maybe there are three, four, or maybe I would say maybe 10% out of our clients where we have big budget and we are running upper funnel targeting campaigns. So decide that with a budget first. Is budget good enough to target both funnel, upper or lower, or not? So if it is yes, then run all campaigns mentioned in below sale funnels law. So what I did differently this time, is this screenshot visible to you guys? Should I?
Yeah, please, if possible, and maximize. Or you can send us the link as well.
Yeah, good idea. I have pasted the link on Hangout chat, both Hangout chat actually. Great. I'll also increase my browser zoom, and I'll also full screen. Perfect. Okay. So if your budget allows, if the answer is yes, That is, budget is enough that we can actually target both funnel audience strategically. Then what I tried here is I have outlined all of the campaigns that could actually fall under lower funnel and upper funnel. So look at that from the bottom. Also take a note of this arrow. This says ROI descending. That means this is ROI descending arrow. So when it is going right over here, that means ROI is actually descending, that is decreasing. So the campaigns which is coming first here is having highest chances of return, and thereby campaigns which are then going with this arrow is likely having their ROI in a decreasing order, lower and lower and lower and lower. So this is for ROI descending, and right over the top for the upper funnel you are seeing the same arrow, but this one is for engagement descending. So we are using different objective here, guys. For the lower funnel, our objective is straight away to focus on bringing sales for e-commerce clients or leads for lead generation clients. But for upper funnel campaigns, our objective gets changed here. We actually start focusing on engagement. Occasionally, you can also see sales coming up from upper funnel audience, and practically that would happen, but that's not our, the number one goal with upper funnel campaigns. The number one goal is definitely engagement. So branded new users, and then branded RLSA. Now another thing you're gonna notice in this flow is each campaign is actually created first for new prospects or new users, targeting new users, and second targeting only remarketing users. A clear representation of, you're gonna find duplicate of one campaign that is branded and branded, but each is targeting separate user. New users, that means people who are completely new, and RLSA is nothing but it stands for remarketing leads for search ads. That means we are specifically targeting remarketing people here. So obviously we all know that remarketing campaigns ROI chance is number one, highest. That's why it is coming first in this funnel. So branded new users, branded RLSA, Google Shopping new users, Google Shopping RLSA. The next campaign which comes up in terms of ROI potential is definitely Google Shopping after branded. Then display remarketing, non-branded tier 1 new users. Now this is where this is here the things starts little complicated. Now here we are starting targeting non-branded keywords. So tier 1 is nothing but as we discussed yesterday, tier 1 is buy stage keywords. That is keywords we are specifically targeting buy stage audience. So we would pick up long tail keywords, specific keywords like either having product names in them, or brand or merchandise names, or specific part number. So those kind of keywords comes up here under non-branded tier 1. Again, tier 1 new users, tier 1 RLSA. Then tier 2 new users, tier 2 RLSA. Tier 3 and 4. Tier 3 and 4 are same. They actually falls in a learn phase. Tier 3 is a symptoms and tier 4 is a tier 3 is a problems and tier 4 is a symptoms. Both falls under learn phase. And then competitor RLSA. So competitor RLSA, once again, if someone who visited your site and searching with competitor term on Google, and if he is clicking, his chance of conversion is actually very good, and often we could see really better ROI right here. So these campaigns most likely targets lower funnel audience, and we have good chance of getting conversion in their priority order. Now, at the bottom, you guys will gonna see really interesting table. Uh, so this is actually a lower funnel audience. I mean, lower funnel campaigns hitting on getting ROI as a goal. Then comes up upper funnel campaigns. So all the campaigns after like tier 1, 3, and 4 RLSA, make a note of that here. Tier 3 and 4 RLSA only we are targeting. New user campaign is coming up here. The reason we have put this tier 3, tier 4 new user is because you will hardly gonna see conversion coming up from this, or even if you would gonna see conversions, it will be like rough profit, 1 to 1 ratio return, or maybe even poor. So right from here we start focusing on engagement metrics. Now this comes up slightly broader reach over AdWords. So far, most of the time we use uh, sales or direct lead as a conversion, but here we will actually start thinking about why not importing other metrics, engagement metric, and use them as a conversion for upper funnel campaigns like tier 3 4 new users, RLSA. Okay, sorry, this should not be here. Tier 3 and 4 RLSA already comes up here. We need to remove it. So tier 4 and tier 5. Then DSA, competitor, and video campaign. They all focus on upper funnel audience. That means you cannot expect direct return, but for sure they're gonna help you engage more people with your product or business. In other words, this is actually for high budget PPC. You can deploy this both. But if the answer is no, that means if client budget is strict and you cannot really spend any money on upper funnel, your goal is only to bring in profit, then the answer is simple. Only focus on lower funnel campaign, because lower funnel campaigns goal is just focusing on getting ROI. And remember, awareness, interest, and learn, that is upper funnel. If you are, even though if you are not running any campaign for upper funnel for strict budget PPC campaign accounts, but there are a lot of other activities already happening that would actually influence your upper funnel, like SEO, or social media activities, or some other like offline marketing. These things will keep your upper funnel moving, and ultimately your audience will flow from here to here. Remember this slope, this arrow is mean that people are coming from here to here. This is the first step of a sales funnel or a buying process. And as people moves up one by one, like shop and buy, this is where they are converting. So even though with strict budget PPC accounts, even though you're not gonna run these upper funnel campaigns, that does not mean that you won't have chance to actually people coming up on lower funnel. They will still keep continue through other channels. Other channels will influence your upper funnel. So that being said, this is actually really a detailed explanation of each campaign and its standing on sales funnel. Whatever I talked about here, campaign and into the sales funnel stage, this table provides really a good explanation. Like branded new users, uh, it falls under lower funnel. I have talked about funnel here because we are having just two funnel. However, each funnel is having 2 or 3 stages. So I talked about funnel here, lower funnel, but in bracket I have also mentioned this stage. So for branded new users, it falls on lower funnel. Its measurable goal is sales and return on ad spend, return on investment. This is for e-commerce, or leads and CPA. This is for lead generation. Special notes, you guys can see special notes. instantly starts providing sales and ROI. Yeah, branded new users will definitely from the day 2 or 3, it will start providing you sales and conversions because it's your proprietary term. And whoever is searching with brand terms, they are actually on a lower funnel because they know your brand. They are already aware about your product. They have already gone through all these stages. They are here and you searching with your brand term. That means they are ready to convert. That's why we often see instant results, instant conversion, instant sales from branding. Expectation, this outlines a rough idea about a given campaign's expected return. So here you can see highest return. Then branded RLSS, same thing, targeting same funnel, instantly provide returns, highest return. If you notice that I have actually tried to give here a kind of return each campaign probably can provide you. Like branded new users most likely will gonna give you more than 10 times return from your spend. The branded RLSA will most likely give 15 times return because that's branded and then RLSA. Google Shopping new users, its return is low. Most likely, and remember this will only come up after optimization of like 1 or 2 months. So good return at least 3 times after optimization. Google Shopping RLSA holds better return, strong return than the new user. And once again, all of this falls under lower funnel. So everything will be very easy to understand until here. Non-branded tier 1. This is where the journey starts for non-branded campaign. And this is where you need to actually think little broader to decide which keywords belong to which non-branded tier. So like if you are targeting tier 1 or a buy phase, that means their expected return is also 3 times fair return. So tier 1 is a buy, tier 2 is a shop phase, tier 3 and 4 is upper funnel. Now I would like to actually talk about the colors here which I have highlighted. All the yellow highlighted shows that these are RLSA campaigns. All the blue highlighted shows that this is lower funnel. We are targeting lower funnel, and all the red highlight says that this is all upper funnel. So as soon as we start going into upper funnel, you can see the return also starts going down, low return, but strong second metrics performance. This is where we started focusing on engagement metrics. I want you guys to go through it one by one. So until here, we were focusing on sales, but as soon as we started into upper funnel, the metrics of focus changes here. So strong session duration, strong pages per session, occasional sales or leads. These are engagement metrics, strong session duration and strong pages session. You will have to import these metrics from Google Analytics into your AdWords, and you will need to use these as a conversions to effectively check how they are performing on engagement front. So all of these color highlight, what is this color? Whatever, but this is actually engagement metric. So now come next. This will gonna give very easy understanding. A workflow with respect to time period. So month one, whenever you will start a PPC account, you will gonna set up all lower funnel campaigns whose goal is to get ROI or leads. No matter whichever account you are, either high budget or low budget, the first thing you will gonna do in the first month is you're gonna set up these campaigns, low funnel campaigns, whose goal is getting ROI or leads in case of lead generation and ROI in case of e-commerce. Month second, you're gonna actually optimize this campaign and try to see how they are performing, like checking their ROI and leads and adjustments. And as soon as you will enter into month 3, and if it is a high budget client, you will then set up all upper funnel campaigns. This should happen in month 3. So month 3 only for high budget. Remember, if you have a low budget, then you do not need to think about upper funnel, because you are restricted by budget and you can only do these campaigns. But if it is a high budget, so in a month 3, what you need to do is set these campaigns, upper funnel campaigns. So in month 4, after setting all campaigns, upper funnel campaigns in month 3, month 4, once again you're gonna check return on ad spend or leads of lower funnel campaigns, and you're gonna check engagement KPIs. You're gonna compare engagement metrics of upper funnel campaigns which you launch in month 3. So that happens in month 4, month 5. Uh, this is very important month. Remember, now here you will actually start checking whether your ROI or leads are growing or not. Whether you are getting benefits from your upper funnel campaign or not. Are your engagement metrics somehow helping you or not in getting more ROI or leads? This will gonna happen in month 5th. And if
Suppose that they are not increasing, so what will be the next step?
that comes number month 6, taking decision over upper funnel campaigns, whether you need to continue them or not, whether you are really getting some advantage or not. Like obviously, see, you launch them in month 3, all upper funnel, right? So you'll run them for like 30 days. You're gonna see their engagement KPIs after 30 days. Are they delivering you your high engagement KPIs or not? So you'll obviously gonna do some optimization as well. You're gonna turn off keywords which are not delivering like high average session duration or high pages per sessions. You're gonna turn them off. That optimization you will do after 30 days. Then once again you will let those campaigns run for another 30 days, which is 60 days from the start. So from month 3 you will move to month 5. Here, like after running your upper funnel campaign for 60 days, you should check whether they are really giving you some benefits or not. Whether your other channels, say like other campaigns, lower funnel campaigns, are they getting more sales compared to previous months or not? If yes, I'll say like by using Google Analytics assisted conversion feature, you have clear evidence that your upper funnel campaigns are assisting conversions on your lower funnel campaigns, or maybe on a SEO side, organic revenue. That means you have found enough effect that these campaigns are helping you. So that way you should continue it. Or conversely, if it goes otherwise, like they are not helping, your lower funnel campaigns are still struggling for sales, and even by looking into assisted conversion on Google Analytics, you see that they are not helping even other channels to bring in more revenue or something. That means probably that strategy is not working. You have got to turn them off.
Yeah. So here I want to add one more point here. So yeah,
Sure.
of course, that is actually very, very much valuable. But if we talk about the engagement metrics,
Mm-hmm.
so that is going to be confused. Just
Right.
my thought is that just because if we compare the average of engagement uh, compared to those who are converting and those who are not converting, that will be not much differences. So we cannot tell that we are getting 50% bounce rate in from those who are converting, and suddenly we are going to get 20% from other brand or other who we are considering the engagement metrics. So that is not going to happen. So uh, on what level and what point we have to consider and how what we have to measure that these has been under engagement metrics, and these is going good on engagement side. So here you have added that your assisted conversion that was that I was also
Mm-hmm.
supposed to tell, and that is of course that is going to be very much critical, and there we can find out which which non-branded or some other campaign that we are targeting in our funnels, those are assisting our conversion or not. So let me share my screen, which I have right now analyzed and find out. Let me share you.
So do you think we should, like in associate, I mean, apart from engagement metrics, we should always use assisted conversion guideline in order to decide?
Yeah, that is. I think that is the best thing where we need to focus on. So assisted conversion can be the only thing where we need to focus on, upper funnels. Just because uh, if we talk about the engagement, that is not in, that we will confuse, and we will not able to finalize that this engagement is okay or this engagement is not okay. So 5 and 10%, if there is something differences in 5 or 10%, that is normally happens if we talk about the bounce rate, or if we talk about per sessions, average per sessions, that is happens. So even some who is performing very good, that is much average, there will be 5% or 10% from differences will be from that them. So on that metrics, if we talk about, that is going to confuse. That is my point of view.
That's correct. I
And
think that this is a correct assumption. This will gonna make us confused.
so here it is like yeah, here it is like assisted conversion what I talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So see, non-branded campaign which we have targeted. So those are giving approx value of 4,450 to
Right.
additional assisted conversion value. So that is that is going to give us the picture. So how much we are getting the normal conversion, and how much that is going to assist us in conversion value. So if we talk about the last month, how much we have spent on non-branded campaigns, so that is going to lesser than what we are getting in assisted conversion value. So that is also going to tell us that we need to continue to focus on, or we need to increase the uh, budget on that. So I think that is going to give you the picture instead of focusing on some engagement metrics, whether it is bounce rate or average season. So I think, uh, frankly, I say that is not going to impact you anyhow. So if sometime your bounce rate is 50% and suddenly it gone to 40%, that is not going to give the big chunk and big value in terms of where we have to spend more revenue, where we have to spend more money, or where we have to not spend the money.
Right. That's a very good point. Uh, yeah, I mean, it's all totally possible that a keyword with huge bounce rate with very lowest session duration might convert, might provide you the biggest sale. That's right. That's why these metrics are treated as a secondary metric. We should never actually take them seriously. Engagement
Yeah.
metrics, because they can mislead you, and it make complete sense. So I agree with this. In order to decide the fate of upper funnel campaigns or future of upper funnel campaigns, that means whether they are assisting somewhere to us or not, we have got to check assisted conversion in Google Analytics. So here is a question. Is it possible if we can create a goal on Google Analytics using assisted conversions kind of criteria and import it on analytics? I mean, AdWords. Do you think if that is something we can create?
I think that is creatable, but uh, that is going to make I think that is not going to be in practical life, just because suppose you have created a campaign, or if you have created some particular thing, and you go to assisted conversion, and there you create every time. So every time you have to create something, and then you have to import that. I think that is not going to be happen, and I think that is not applicable as well. But let me check I can do or not.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I think we can do it by segmentation, so that is not a tough task.
Mhm.
Let me think. Let me check right now.
Uh, you told that if client's budget is high, then we can go to upper funnel campaigns. So can we set a benchmark of like if the budget is $10,000 per month, so we can go we can get green signal for upper funnel or
Good point, Sarvesh.
something.
Yeah, budget benchmark. You mean?
Yeah.
Let me see. Budget benchmark. Check whether to try upper funnel.
So here I want to give you your answer, Sarvesh. Budget, I think that is not can be decided. That cannot be decided where we have to implement upper funnel or not. That depends upon when you are running the campaign. That can be decidable only that time. So even if I have a client budget that is of $10,000, and we are very much spending that 10,000, and even on last 10 days or 5 days I have to consider more lucrative budget, and I have to cut some of the budget from their very good uh, campaign. Then on that type of campaign, if even we are spending 50,000 and we are getting a 50,000 very, we are consuming that 50,000 and very quickly and very smoothly, and we are getting a very good return from particular you know the converting campaigns, or giving the best ROI from that. So you cannot think about that. Even there we can spend some budget for upper funnels. But so it all depends upon you, uh, i- where you need to implement that, and where you need not to implement that. Even some of them, even I have a client who have only 2,000 of budget, like Mickey might have only 1,000 of budget, but unfortunately we are not able to even spend that 1,000. So there we can think about, we have to spend, we can go for upper funnel. So there we can think about. So it's all depends upon your skill and your, when you are running your campaign, so campaign requirement, it all depends upon that.
So in that case, like you told an example of Mickey Mitty.
Yeah.
So you first you will, according to this, you will try first lower funnel campaigns. But you told that its budget is $1,000, and unfortunately we are not
Able to
giving
spend that.
best performance. Yeah,
No, we
and
even we are not able to spend that $1,000. So then there we can think about like 200 or 100 or 300 we can spend on upper funnels. So there we have much budget in our hand.
and what about performance? Are we giving good performance? Are we generating good revenue?
Yeah, in so like in $500 we are right now spending Mikimite, and they are giving us better result. Uh,
Hmm.
so even that is coming from brand terms. So it's okay. If non-branded is not performing, so there we can think about, like, so my concern was that question was that it's all up to you,
Right.
where you are running a campaign. There you can think uh, how much budget you can spend on that, and so overall performance cannot affect it. So it's all up to you.
So, so you, according to your example, you are performing good at the cost of $500. So definitely first you will try, you had try lower funnel campaigns.
Yep.
Okay, but branded terms are performing. But if in lower funnel non-branded terms are not performing, then there is very low chance that when you will go to upper funnel campaign and non-branded terms will perform in that.
Yeah, that can be happen, and that is
Yeah.
all up to when you are running a campaign, and then the performance can decide. And even so, as Ashok has told, that upper funnels we are just focusing just because just like assisted or engagement metrics or just for engagement. So there we have, you know, we can try with that. So,
Yeah, I
those,
mean,
yeah.
just to add a little more here, uh, see, I'm actually out of track. What was the question?
So his question was what is the good budget where we can
Oh,
think
yes,
about, yeah, where we can
absolutely.
think.
So all the points which Vivek mentioned, they are completely true. Budget cannot be a deciding factor here. However, budget will play a crucial role, but it cannot be a deciding factor. For example, let's take say Mickey Mitty. Now they have $1,000. In if suppose we are only spending 500, we have all the lower funnel campaign running. That means branded, Google Shopping, remarketing, important non-branded campaign targeting lower funnel stage. Everything is there, but still you are spending only $500, and your return is also coming great. That means you have a room to spend additional 500. That means you can actually spend that money on upper funnel. You can
Yeah, that's what.
think little broader here. Contrary, take example of watch warehouse who is having
Yeah,
$5,000 budget. Now
5,000.
most of our campaigns are limited by budget. We are spending their whole budget at the end, making huge amount of profit, trying to convince client that hey man, increase your budget, but still he is not increasing. That means even if client would gonna raise to 10,000, I think the whole budget will go on a lower funnel campaigns only.
Yeah,
Unless we have a $20,000 budget for watch warehouse, we cannot think about upper funnel. So
yeah, so
so the main point is
Yes,
budget may not.
performance will depend that you will go to upper funnel or not, and
Yeah,
at the parallelly performance and budget both, that you are performing good in that budget or not.
absolutely. If you are performing good, you have a budget to spend, for sure, go ahead and try upper funnel. If you are performing good, but you do not have a budget, like you are limited by budget, that means you cannot try upper funnel. I would definitely recommend this will be totally depend on case by case basis,
Yeah, definitely.
case by case basis for sure. So budget will be important, but it should not be a deciding factor. Uh, Remember, even if you are not spending money, the main point I said, if you are not even running upper funnel campaigns, your upper funnel will still gonna run because there are some additional things happening outside of PPC.
Ashok, I have to
Yeah, I
go.
mean,
I
yeah,
have,
we have got to participate into
yeah.
quarterly strategy meeting. All right, guys, we are just pausing these discussions right here. In the next meeting, we will gonna go over advantages, disadvantages, and then we will decide, what to do as a next step for this. Right?
uh,
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Have a good
Okay, thank you. Bye.
bye.
Thank you. Bye.